And we are officially live for all of you watching. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an amazing stream for all of you watching. Good morning, America. Yes, good morning, America. Today we're going to do 10 out of 10 everything. And I have something special for all of you, but it is the morning and it is a coffee kind of stream. So for all of you, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, hit that like button. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Today, it is Monday, and a lot of people are back to work. It's January, yes, January 5th, 2026. Shout out to each and every one of you that are going to be here in the future, main streams. But the morning streams are especially special because the morning streams, I get to touch up on some reviews on some beautiful sticks on this stream. Which stick am I going to be using on this stream? Well, there's a little bit of a doubt of which one I'm going to use. There's so many beautiful ones. Also, we're going to be talking about fragrances on this stream. I know the fragrance community, they don't know what they're talking about. We're going to talk about fragrances, and also we're just going to relax. It's a Monday morning. I know a lot of you are just back to work. And if you're working right now and you're watching this, congratulations. You have tuned into a great stream. For the first one that I might do, yes, this is EP Carrillo. EP Carrillo. I think it's called Allegiance, EP Carrillo Allegiance. We also have a different one, which this one is Enclave by Elando Diaz. This is the Davidoff roller. He was a former Davidoff stogy roller. Now he made his own company. We also have my father's stogie. I'm looking forward to this one. Maybe I might do this one. La Gran Oferta. Yes. You see it? And the most popular stick in the USA, one of the most popular sticks. This is Oliva. Yes, Oliva. This is, yes, Seria. Ve? So we have a couple of them that I can pick. For all of you watching, I'm going to make sure that you can do me a favor. If you haven't already, do me a favor, hit that like button. It helps out. We have our coffee here on the side. I don't know if you can see our coffee. We got our coffee here on the side. And look at here, our coffee, very foamed up. Shout out to all of you. You want some good coffee? Well, you need that Cuban colada coffee. It is nice and foamed up. Anyways, for all of you, we're going to start this stream. Who's the first one in the chat room? Good to see April. Good to see April. It's early. Okay, April, you get to pick. Okay, since you're the first one, and for any of you that want to pick, you can pick also in the chat room. You can pick in the chat room, and officially, she's saying the baby blue. You have the Oliva over here. Oliva, very beautiful Oliva. We have the Davidoff one, yes. Enclave, this is not Davidoff, this is Enclave. And then you have the very green. This one might be for another day, now that I'm thinking about it. This might be for another day, because I have a feeling that's going to be strong. I think the two that I would rather do would be one of these, or maybe even the Enclave. Maybe the Enclave. Over here, April, she says, the Tiffany blue. All right, then we're going to do the Tiffany blue. Maybe we do it. La Gran Oferta, yes. Okay, let me rewind. For all of you, let me rewind one time. Today on the stream, yes, you're going to be picking out the stick. I know it's the morning, so I do know that a lot of you are working. Shout out to all of you working. For any of you that aren't working, remember, we just started off 4 minutes ago, and I do plan I do plan on doing some reviews on some fragrances. So for some of you, we're going to talk about some fragrances and why you should be wearing or why you don't wear fragrances. Also, what's good to wear. But while we're doing that, we're going to pick one. And I think we're going to pick maybe the Tiffany. Maybe the Tiffany. We're going to see which one we pick. And I do know that a lot of you enjoy all the streams, but we're going to have to say, I was going to also put Le Bijou. I was going to put Le Bijou, and Le Bijou would have been very nice to put. If I put Le Bijou, it would have been fantastic to put. I also say for some of you, I do know that a lot of you have been tuning in the mornings for nice stogies. So which one am I going to do? I personally want to do all of them. She says Tiffany Blue. We might do the Tiffany Blue. All right, we're going to go for the Tiffany Blue. That's going to be my father, La Grande Oferta. Let's put it back in the humidor. Let's put him back in the humidor. All right, perfect. We have this. So we're going to be doing this. Shout out to all of you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes. La Grande Oferta. We're going to be doing that. And also, we're going to let's start taking down my mask a little bit. I know some of you enjoy that I talk, but I had to be doing some review. And this review is going to be specially for all of you. I know many of you like reviews. So for all of you, it's going to be especially for you. Yes, yes. Especially for you. All right, anyways, let's make sure everything's good. Everything's good, yes. All right, everything's good. All right, let's do this. Very, very nice. Look. Let's start lining this up. And for some of you, we have our coffee. Cheers, all of you. Let's start our coffee up. That should be good to go. I don't even think I need matches for this. We might need matches. You're going to see. Point about it is, I think it's good to go. Here we go. Let's start off the review, and let's start it off right. This is quite sweet. This is quite sweet. Ooh, this is quite sweet. Haven't had this in a long time. Good morning, chat room. Good morning, chat room. This is quite sweet. Very, very sweet. It's very nice. Very sweet. You have aromas over here in the air, just aromas of. It's almost like perfumey. There's a vanilla smell to this, very vanilla. Oh, this is quite unique. This is nice. There's a little bit of the cedar, nice vanilla, nice cedar, nice vanilla. And then it gives you just a tad bit of very, very sweet almond. Get a little bit of almond. This actually reminded me of almond milk. Had a little bit of almost like that almond milk kind of a feel. So far, I'm gonna say so far, just the first tip, just the tip off. I'm gonna say so far, I think I'm gonna really like it. I think I'm really gonna like it. It's very much in the realm of something good to have in the morning. It's very, very nice. Do me a favor for all of you. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Very, very nice. I'm going to say this. This is my father, la gran oferta. My father, la gran oferta. Yes, yes. It's sweet. It's nice. There's a little punch of a little bit of pepper, just a tad bit of pepper. Let me see how this goes. There's a little bit of pepper. It is a tad bit, just a tad bit. I'm gonna say more of the sweetness comes out on this. More of the sweetness, and it does have an underlying note of almost like an almond. We're gonna say almost like almond milk. So far, construction is very good. And for all of you, yes, the stream is gonna be all about. Yes, the stream is gonna be. It's gonna be about a lot of things. One thing is certain, I do know you guys, some of you want to know about fragrances, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Fragrance talk, a little bit of fragrance talk. I know many of you want that, and I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you hard, very hard. I'm going to pound down on it. For all of you, cheers, all of you. Well, that's good. It's very aromatic too. There's a little bit of an aromatic feel to it. Very beautiful. All right, let's see. Let's see. I'm going to put this down now. We're going to talk about the first fragrance that I want you guys to know about. We're going to talk about fragrances. So you picked a stick, and officially April picked my father, La Gran Oferta. Here we go. This is nice. This is a nice one. It's a nice one. I'm almost getting a little bit of caramel out of this. Just a little bit of caramel. The pepper note that I once said at the beginning, it's not even there. Honestly, very sweet almond, almost like sweet almond milk. A little bit, just a tad bit of caramel I'm tasting. A little bit tiny little vanilla. And what makes it very unique is the woody note. There's a woody note that's very aromatic. I can smell it. It's very sweet. And it's very, very, very in your face. This is a beautiful one. Who do I recommend this to so far? Enthusiasts, beginners, anybody. Anybody's going to like this. So far, I think anybody's going to like this. That's a good one. All right, while we have this here, we're going to take one more plunge here, and then we're going to talk about the first fragrance. And that's good. That is good, good. All right, for all of you, let's talk about the first fragrance. And for all of you, I'll make sure that I refresh, make sure I'm seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, so the first fragrance we're going to talk about is something I've been using often. I've been using this a lot. Lately, I've been using this a lot. And this is, yes, from the house of Christian Dior. From the house of Christian Dior. Yes, yes, yes. One of my favorites. This is Sauvage. Oh, Sauvage. I like the fact that when I'm wearing this, it's something that it's very pleasing to my nose. It's not overpowering, and it gives you a strong, strong citrus note, masculine citrus note, and it's just very classy, gentleman-like, masculine. If you're a masculine man, I do recommend you definitely to get this. Let's talk about why. Let's talk about why it is I have it. The first note that I'm going to say, one of the reasons why I have it is because I haven't really smelled in this world right now, the world we're living in, I haven't smelled a masculine, mature fragrance that has a citrus and just very overpowering on that dominant presence. I haven't found one. There's a lot of immature fragrances out there. I'm going to say this, immature fragrances. And for all of you Reaper Crew, you know what time it is. Reaper Crew, you know what time it is. One number one, yes. There's a lot of immature, very immature, young type fragrances out there. The young kids in TikTok. There's a lot of young kids in TikTok that like to show them. And also, there's a lot of people on YouTube also that like to show very immature, young fragrances. I'm also not into clone houses, so I know we bought a couple clone houses for you, but I don't want to recommend you that, right? So, why is this special again? It just brings you back to the 80s and the 90s when fragrances were just so perfect. When fragrances, all you knew is, wear a fragrance. It's so perfect to the point that anybody over 30 years old can wear this. I don't recommend any of you that are maybe 26, 25. I don't think this is going to go good with you. You might want to stick to maybe something else, something in the Dior line, maybe the Sauvage. But this is more luxurious. This is more manly. This is more a fragrance for a lot of you older folks, and also for the mid-age folks. This is a great one. Now, why is it that I wear fragrances? Well, I think everybody already knows why I wear fragrances, and for all of you that do wear fragrances, I think you know why you do too, right? You do too. The main reason is you want to have a smell, a memory smell. And I know many people never talk about that. And that's the reason why I like to wear them. I like to wear fragrances because there's a certain memory smell. Yes, yes. And for some of you, take note, there's a certain memory smell that attaches to a fragrance on a certain time of year. When I wear this, especially since for some of you, if you go to the office, you'll probably have this memory smell if you go to the office all the time. So say you leave that office, you'll remember this forever, right? You'll remember the fragrance you have forever. Every fragrance has a certain time that you can wear it. Some fragrances like this one, very fresh. You can wear it all year round. And that's another reason why I like this one, because I wear it all year round in the office. I can wear it at special events, at a wedding. I could take this literally anywhere, and there's nothing going to be wrong with it. But one of the main reasons, or really why I wear fragrance, is to build up a memory associated with that fragrance. And some of you probably say, What the hell's that? I'll give you an example. Just a quick example. I'm just going to give you a quick example. This is a water. Now, can I get memories with this water? Yes. I could get memories with this water. There could be a year that I just drink this water, and in that year, I'll never forget the time that I drank just Publix purified water. There's going to be a water eventually that I might find better than this one. It's cheaper than this one, maybe a little bit more close to this one, and I'll completely forget about this water. At that point, the memory that's built up on that year will be with this water. So every time I drink it, every time I look at it, it'll build up a memory, a block in that certain year or in your life. So for some of you, memories come with everything, right? Let me pop this open in the meantime. Man, that's good. All right, let's do this over here. Let's see if it's changed a little bit. It's changing just a little bit, but it's still a little bit sweet. You do have a good amount of caramel on here. I'm getting a ton of caramel currently. I'm gonna pump this down because I don't want to fall. A ton of caramel. I'm also still getting that almond, beautiful almond note, almost like a silky almond note. I'm getting a tad bit of pepper, but the pepper is really honestly just not even in the. It's not even in the way. I'm also getting almost like a fruity note on here. It could be because I just sipped. Could be that I just sipped on this over here. Could be that. For all of you, look at this beautiful. Let's try it out one more time. This is very nice. Very nice. But again, very sweet, creamy, almost silky to the point. I can tell that the smoke is a little bit different on this one compared to my other father stogies. This is a little bit almost like a silkiness. You could feel it in your mouth, a little bit velvety silkiness. It's very nice. And for some of you, let's take one more sip of this. If you guys can do me a favor, hit that like button. Shout out to all of you that hit that like button. So again, fragrances are beautiful, yes? And here's the thing when it comes to fragrance community. I know that the fragrance community, they don't know how to present. They don't know how to present they just think of things that the companies want, right? This is what it is. And this is something you should know. If you ever tune into the fragrance channel, any fragrance channel on YouTube, their issue is not really getting the views. Their issue is connecting to one of you and understanding why you're wearing this fragrance. For some of you that do not know, you tune into a fragrance channel, and if you're looking for the reviews, you could easily just go to Google. You could go to Google and find the notes on a fragrance, right? Again, I could do the same thing. I could do the same thing with this. I could go to Google and find the notes. Any of us can do that. But here's the difference between me and some other YouTubers. I tell you what it is. If I don't like it, I just don't like it. Another thing also is I'll tell you if it's silky, if it's nice, if it's for you. If you're a young person, you might not like this. If you're an older person, you might like it. If you were enthusiasts, you'll probably like it. I'll give you all the runaround. And at the end of the day, it's your choice to figure out whether or not the product is good, right? So here's the thing with the fragrance community, and this is just all around. I'm gonna say this: Francom doesn't know how to show any fragrances because they're just literally aiming for the notes. What builds up character in a fragrance isn't about the notes. It's about the memories, the beautiful memories you get on a certain fragrance of how this can actually help you out a little bit throughout your day. How the essence of a fragrance can actually change your mood. Also, fragrances, when you buy them, you're not looking at the notes too much. You're looking at the first thing you do is you spray it on your skin. You don't really care what kind of notes, right? And then you try to figure out if this is something for you. One thing I can tell you, anything I show you, I give you honest opinions. But the one thing the fragrance community lacks, which I will give you, I'll give you complete transparency, and I'll tell you officially if something like this will lock in a good memory in your life. For all of you men that are literally middle aged to mature, this has to be undeniably one of the best fragrances you can get. It could bring you back to the 80s, it could bring you back to the 90s, it could make you feel like you're wearing a suit. It can make you feel like you're the richest guy on the block. This is literally a fragrance that you don't have to pay $500 for, or $400 or $300 or $200. It's a beautiful fragrance that you can buy. And not only that, Christian Dior. Yes, Christian Dior has a lot of fragrances out there, but not many people go for this one. And that's the difference between me and some other YouTubers, right? I'll tell you the one fragrance that they don't talk about, and most of them don't talk about this. They'll talk about the Dior, newest Dior, or maybe some else in the line. This is hands down one of the fragrances you definitely need to get. And I'm also going to say, it's hard for me to say that this is a small bottle. This is a big boy bottle. And I do recommend whatever your bank account can afford, just buy it. Little spray, and eventually, if you do want to buy the big one, buy the big one. I'm not here to tell you that I'm sponsored by Christian Dior, but I can tell you that it's a great fragrance. It doesn't matter if you're driving a Kia. It don't matter if you're driving a Mercedes or a BMW. It doesn't matter if you're in a horse. What matters is, at the end of the day, you want to smell very good. You want to get a memory, yes. You want to get a scent memory in your life. That might be it for you for 2026. It might be. Ooh, this is phenomenal. Now I just woke up not long ago, so for some of you, ooh, there's a little bit of pop of just a tad bit of a leather note on here, just a little leather note, little leather note that I'm tasting. It's not that bad. It's actually nice. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna push this. And now I'm going to show you another fragrance that some of you need to think about this one really hard. Now this one over here is Caron. Yes, Caron. For some of you, this is pour on. They call it pour. What is it called? Pour on home. They Caron is a big boy, big boy. Now, why do I have the big one? Why do I have the big one? Well, I have the big one because I can afford it and I like it. That's why I have the big one. Doesn't mean that you have to get the big one, but this is the big boy. It's 500 mLs, and if you're buying a big one, you already know it's good. You have to know it's good, right? You can't just buy something huge. You can't just buy something huge and not think it's amazing. Let me start by saying this fragrance over here, it screams fresh. Fresh out of the shower, it screams everything fresh. I know some of you don't want to smell fresh. To me, that's okay. Ooh. I'm start by saying it's very aromatic, very aromatic. If you can tell, my nose is starting to pop. It's very aromatic. What I'm also going to do is before I show this fragrance, let me start by making sure that it's good. I think we're good. Let me sure. Oof. This is very. It's starting to get a little bit hotter in. So I had to take off the band again. This is the stogie. Getting a little bit hot on the end. So we had to take off the band. Very, very beautiful. Now I am getting a little bit of a leather, just a little bit of leather note. Yes, you might officially see this beautiful thing. Hit that like button if you haven't. All right, let's talk about this real quick, like I was talking to you about. So when it comes to fragrances, this is something I like to wear literally whenever I want during the day. This big boy, but I'm gonna also say it's a fresh feel, fresh, super fresh feel. It's almost like I took a shower and then I took another shower when I wear this. I like the fact that this makes me feel almost like if I just got a freaking nice, clean haircut. It gives me this beautiful, clean vibe. Whenever I wear this, it gives me a clean vibe. It gives me that feeling that I'm still in the shower. For some of you that do not know, when you do shave, yes, some of you men, a lot of you men, when you shave, yes, when you shave, there's a certain feeling you have. When you brush your teeth, there's a certain feeling you have. When you officially do anything to do a little bit of hygiene on yourself, there's a certain feeling you have. It's almost like accomplishing feeling that you have accomplished something and now you feel fresh. Well, let me just start by saying this is something that I really, really enjoy. This is one of the fragrances out there that I always tend to say I got inspired by Tom Ford. Tom Ford had, when he was younger, in his younger days, Tom Ford, you all know who Tom Ford is, right? So he inspired me. I was reading a magazine, and the magazine I was reading, it had to do with Tom Ford, of how he officially went through a process of figuring out what kind of things he liked. And one of the things that Tom Ford was saying in the magazine was that he loved the fact that he would enjoy the luxuries of wearing clothes, leather clothes, pants, picking out his denim jeans, picking out all the perils that he has. And one of the main things he enjoyed, Tom Ford, was the fact that he would be able to feel fresh with a certain fragrance. When he was younger, in his younger days, he liked to wear this. Yes, he liked to wear this before he even started. He was starting up his brand, but he was still enjoying this one. This is the fragrance that literally got me to literally buy a whole big boy bottle because I had the inspiration that, you know what? I love smelling fresh, right? I love smelling fresh. I bought this and I never regretted it. Every time I take a shower, if I want to feel extra fresh, I will not only, I'm going to say this, let's pops open. Not only do I like to splash this because this is a big boy bottle, this has no sprayer at all. I like to splash this literally on my hand, and I like to slap up my face like Home Alone. This is the fragrance that I do. I can even smell it from here. It is so bright, it's so nice. This is the brightest fragrance that I might have in my collection. This is one of the ones that a lot of people never talk about because they want to build up their 1,000 fragrance collection in the fragrance community. You don't need 1,000 fragrances to feel fresh. You just need one. And the one you need is literally right here. I'm gonna say this for all of you. We're gonna try this out. Shout out to all of you. Let's try this out one time. Even we're having a stogie, you can still probably smell this on you. I'm not wearing it right now. Matter of fact, I'm not even wearing a fragrance right now. This over here, it is getting to the point that I'm getting a little bit of darker fruit, almost like a berry note on here, a little bit of leather note on here, a little bit of pepper that I'm tasting. The woody note on here is currently, it's starting to get earthy. This stogie, I could say, is getting earthy a little bit. I still have the undeniable, beautiful caramel note that I was getting on the first third of it. We're getting to the halfway point currently. I really like this. This is La Gran Oferta from my father. And it's honestly really nice. It's a perfect morning stogie to have For all of you coffee, either way, if you can't buy this one, I'm not pushing you to buy this. I'm just telling you what I like to wear. And for some of you, I know many of you don't want to smell fresh. Some of you think it's a you gotta have that bad boy feeling, you know. You gotta be dirty. You have to have something with leather. You have to have something with a little bit more spunk. You don't want something fresh like this. If you don't want something fresh like this, so be it. Remember, personality goes a long way. Not every day. Each and every one of you, the chat room, not every day, some of you are going to wake up the same. Some days, some of you guys are going to wake up wanting to smell fresh. Some of you guys are going to be adventurous. Some of you guys are going to feel outgoing. Some of you men, and for the ladies, it goes the same way. There's a lot of ladies that want to feel seductive. A lot of women that want to feel sexy. There's a lot of women that don't want to feel sexy. There's women that want to wake up and feel lazy. They want to feel completely just ensured that, you know what, they don't want to walk out of the house. For some of you, man, you want to smell fresh. Now, I do know there's a lot of men that want to smell fresh because they want their ass eaten. Well, calm down. We ain't getting there. We ain't getting there, my man. My man, we ain't getting there. In the fragrance community, I'm going to say this. There's a lot of people in the fragrance community that like both genders, okay? If you like both genders, if you're a man that likes both genders, it's on you. It should officially make you want to feel more, how do I say, it should make you want to feel more like you're trying to attract the same sex. I don't know how that feels. So I personally wouldn't even be able to tell you. You're talking to a guy that's very masculine. I wouldn't know the difference between some of the people in the fragrance community talking about that. But most of the time, I think men that want to attract the same type of man, you know what? This is the wrong channel. This is the wrong channel. I don't know what to tell you on that one. I could just tell you, in fact, masculine men like to smell very, very, either very dirty or very clean. And this is one thing about this, I can tell you, it's just so fresh. It does last a good amount of time. I don't need a beast mode fragrance. I do know a lot of people in the fragrance community, they always looking at younger YouTube channels and younger TikTokers, the younger crowd in the 20s. They don't know anything about fragrances. They only know the notes that they find on Google. And most of the time, the younger crowd that you find in TikTok mainly want a long-lasting fragrance that will last them the whole day. Why do they want a long-lasting fragrance that lasts the whole day? Is because that's the thing. The thing in the last couple of years have been a beast mode fragrance, and I personally do not like beast mode fragrances because I do take a couple showers per day, and I don't need a fragrance to last me from 9 a.m. all the way to 10 p.m. It's just something, there's something we could say, right? I do say, my hand, for some of you, because I do know somebody's in the chat room, look, my hand is officially, it is a little bit bisexual, and I could do whatever I want when that moment comes. Right, my hand is, yes. You always, if you want to slap a female reviewer, you can do whatever you want. Okay, that's on you. But I can say, there's a lot of female fragrance people, influencers, they don't know about men fragrances. Okay, because they just don't wear men fragrances. If you're on YouTube and you're watching a female fragrance reviewer talking about a men's fragrance, I can guarantee you that they are not wearing the fragrance that I first talked to you about. And if they are wearing this, you are officially tuned in to a scam. That's what you're officially tuned in to. Somebody is trying to sell you a dream. And over here, we don't sell dreams, okay? We make dreams. It's a little bit different. We don't sell dreams. We make dreams. I make them happen. And if you can't make them happen yourself, well, don't worry. I got you. But the point of the matter is there's women on YouTube and TikTok. They'll try to sell you a men's fragrance. They don't wear, I'm going to say this right now, they're not supposed to be wearing men's fragrances. That's like wearing boxer briefs instead of thongs. What are the ladies doing? I don't know what the ladies doing, but the ladies on YouTube, the influencers, shouldn't be wearing men's stuff. I'm just going to say that right now. And let's take another puff over here and let's see what this is all about. So again, review on these fragrance talks that we're doing. If you're a real man, you're going to have this in your collection. This comes before Dior Sauvage. Okay, this is the real G, right? This is the real trophy. This is the real legend in the Christian Dior lineup. I know many of you, you don't know this because nobody's been telling you. This is the real G. This is the real luxurious fragrance coming out of Christian Dior. If you want to be a man, this is something you need. And again, if you do want to wear something that's a little bit close to fresh, oof, you got it here. But this is a big bottle again. I don't recommend you get the big bottle. It's a huge bottle. Why did I buy the big bottle? I bought the big bottle because I like it. And why would I not want to have the big bottle? If Tom Ford approves it, that's like Donald Trump telling me that he likes this. Maybe I'll get it, maybe I might not. The only problem is between me and you. I like our president, but our president likes his hard meat. He likes his meat, his ribeyes well done, and I don't know if I can officially say maybe there's a fragrance out there. If it says Tom Ford, I will not buy it, but if Tom Ford wears it, maybe, man, that's why I bought it. That's exactly why I bought it. Somebody says this costs $350. I have no idea how much this costs. I do know I paid a good amount of money a long time ago, and I really like it, okay? The fragrances, women will not talk about this, but there you go, now you know. What do I have here? Woo, I got a big boy. Yes, this is a big bottle too. We'll talk about it now, but now we're going to get a little bit more on the controversial side for some of you that want to be very unique. Man, that neighbor's bird, man. That neighbor's bird's crazy. You heard it? Okay, let's take a little plunge. And for all of you, do me a favor, hit that like button. You guys are amazing. Let's hit that like button. By the way, I also want to say we have 2 fragrance reviewers on our chat room. One of the fragrance reviewers, I believe, was Five Banaka Sprays. Now that man in the chat room, Five Banaka Sprays, he doesn't wear stuff like this. Five Banaka Sprays does wear something like this. Five Banaka Sprays doesn't tend to wear something like this, but he likes it, right? Now, there's another younger man in the chat room. He's also a fragrance enthusiast. And here's the thing. There's 2 type of guys in the chat room. There's 2 type of guys. One guy, his name is I Am Smell, I believe. There's another guy called Five Banaka Sprays in the chat room. They're both fragrance reviewers. But one doesn't care what anybody says. And this is the difference between YouTubers and the good YouTubers and the bad YouTubers. The one fragrance reviewer in the chat room will buy this one just because it's hype. Okay? The one fragrance reviewer on YouTube right now that's probably watching, he's going to buy this just because I'm hype, right? The other fragrance reviewer, right? The other man, he doesn't care. He buys whatever he wants just because he likes it. There's a difference. A man that knows what he likes, he'll show what he likes, and he doesn't care if it's hype or not. He buys it. It doesn't matter if it's hype or not. He buys it because he likes it. Those are the 2 kind of fragrance reviewers we have in the chat room currently right now. And which one's the best? The best one will be, I'm sorry to say, the older guy, the older man in the chat room that doesn't care what anybody says. He doesn't care that there's TikTokers telling him to officially get Layton, the small Layton bottle. This is a big one, but we're going to talk about it. It's a big difference between somebody that wants to do views, somebody who wants to show a fragrance that's something that everybody wants, compared to somebody that doesn't give a damn about the views and only wants to show the stuff that he wears. It's a big difference. You have to understand that. For the women, for some of you, I'm going to say, I'm just going to rip all the women. All the women reviewers should officially stop reviewing men fragrances. I don't know how many times I have to say it. Just stop reviewing men fragrances. There's no need for you to do it. I'm not going to be listening to any woman fragrance reviewer unless it's on mute. Let's do this one time and see. Oof. Oof. Ah, that's good. Now, just a strong amount of caramel I'm getting. Strong amount of caramel. I'm getting chocolate. I'm getting chocolate. Strong amount of caramel, chocolate, almond, nice almond. Also, still that milky almond that I'm getting. It's almost silky, very nice. And the one thing that's honestly standing out to me, there's like a blueberry. There's a blueberry taste to it. I thought it was this. Shout out to any of you that know what this is. It's a moth. I currently thought it was this. And I don't know officially if it is that. I think it's a stogie, and I really like it. In the chat room, you guys are awesome. Shout out to all of you in the chat room. Somebody said, no man cares what other men think about good smells. All I listen to are the women reviews. You see, that guy right there, guess what? That guy right there, whoever it is in the chat room that just said that guy right there probably has no at all. Has that person, I don't even know who was in the chat room. That man right there, if he's watching a woman review, that is wild. That's like asking a woman, hey, should I wear this shirt? Does it look good on me? That's like asking a woman, are these jeans tight enough? Are those shoes good? Should I buy these shoes for myself? That man needs to step it up. In the chat room, whoever it was in the chat room, please step it up. Okay, be an American man. Do what you need to do. Never ask a woman if these shoes are good for you. Never ask a woman if is this watch good, baby? Is this watch? Never do that. Be you, man. I'm going to say this. This is why we have, guess what? We have the NFL. Yes, shout out to the NFL. Shout out to USA. That's why we get the NBA. Shout out to the NBA. This is why we have Major League Baseball. Shout out to all the alpha males. This is why we have a lot of sports here in America. And the sports here in America, you could put all the men together from all the sports. They'll dominate the world. We have the number one in the USA. We have the number one amount of alpha males here in the USA compared to any other country in the world. And that's why NHL, shout out to the NHL. NHL knows what it is. In the NHL, what do they wear? The NHL mature men. Shout out to Canada. Shout out to the USA. They officially wear this. Okay, this is what they wear. They love to wear this. They want to smell like a gentleman. They want to smell masculine. They want to smell like a man. And this is what they wear. They don't wear this. They don't wear this. They don't wear this. And they especially, these are niche. These are a little bit niche. They don't wear these either. But we're going to talk about it and why I feel that some of you should know about it and why it is some of you should really just tune in and know what you're buying. Here we go. Let's do this one time. Let me have this coffee one time. There's like a blueberry note there. There's a very, very specific blue note. By the way, somebody else also said MMA. The only problem about MMA, and I can't really say MMA, only thing about MMA in the USA, MMA and fighting isn't always American people that are fighting. You got people from all around the world that come to the USA just to get a good paycheck. And a huge shout out to one of the guys. His name is Anthony Joshua Anthony. He's from Nigeria. And when he was born, he didn't have the money that all of you have. He was very poor. He came to America, I believe, when he was very young. And he did his thing here in the USA, I believe. There's a lot of people that come from also South Africa. They come to fight to the USA because we have dominant fighters down here. We just have a ton. We got a ton of money in the USA, and a lot of people around the world know In France, there's also French fighters that come to the USA. Brazil, shout out to Brazil. Portugal, where's Portugal in the chat room? Shout out to the people in Portugal. Also Canadians. Canadians tend to come over here also to fight over there. In Ireland also, the people in Ireland like to come over here in the USA to fight. The point of the matter is, here in America, we have mainly a lot of dominant men. And when it comes to the fragrance, just know every man has a different feeling on a fragrance. One of my friends recently, I told the guys last week, he reached out to me to ask me about a fragrance. And the fragrance he was asking about is Louis Vuitton. I told him Louis Vuitton to me is something you're probably not going to like. He says, but I want to buy it because everybody's buying it. I told him, you might not like it because your skin is white and you're clammy. He says, what the hell does that mean? He ended up going back to the store, buying that Louis Vuitton. And I know, in fact, that he's clammy because every time me and him fist pump or we shake hands, he's always clammy dude. Clammy dude forever. There's some men are like that. They tend to sweat, and they get really sweaty and really clammy. He's like that. He's a doctor, so he has the money to spend the cheese on anything. He ended up buying most of the Perfume de Marly that I've been showing, a lot of the Perfume de Marly. He's a doctor. He bought most of all of the Perfume de Marly that I've been showing, and he still wants to get more. That's an addiction. But the point of the matter is, he ended up going back to buy Louis Vuitton. When he bought the Louis Vuitton fragrance, I told him, be careful, you might not enjoy it. He put on the fragrance, and he couldn't smell it after 3 hours. After 3 hours, he couldn't smell it, and I knew that was going to happen just because the chemistry on the skin wasn't going to be as good as the TikTokers or the YouTubers were really saying, because I knew that he had a clammy hand. If he has a clammy hand, most likely, wherever he puts it, it's going to be the same way. So he can't return it now. He ended up buying it as, I believe, Saks Fifth Avenue. He can't return it now. But the point of the matter is, the lesson learned that he learned was, you can't always believe the people online. Everybody online has a different chemistry. Just like me, I have a different chemistry. But I'm not telling you to really go out there and be like, you know what, this is the number one fragrance. I'm just telling you how I like it and how the memories really just set in 2026 or maybe 2025, right? But the point of the matter is, we have a fragrance over here that a lot of people tend to like. I've always told a lot of people, just skip this one. This is Layton. Now, you're probably wondering why it's so big, because this is a big, big boy. I ended up buying the 6. There you go. I bought the big one. This is a 6.7 ounce. Is it 6.7? It is officially 6.7 ounce, 200 ml. All right, 200 ml. The point of the matter is, this is horrendous. Horrendous. But here's the thing. Horrendous is what you might think, and I already knew it was horrendous. Now, why do I have this since I say it's so horrendous? Because the one issue that they had going with this company, which nobody else was talking about because they just don't give a damn on YouTube or TikTok. One thing issue was with this fragrance is it was beast mode. It was very strong. Not only it was strong, it was so coin, it was giving me migraines before. Now, this is a new batch. This is batch 2023 to 2025. And this batch, if you look under it, this is the 6.7, 200 mLs. This one, the batch of this one is 2024. All right, 2024. Now that I say this is 2024, let me explain to you something. They officially reformulated the Layton, and it's not strong anymore. What does that mean for me to tell you? What that means for me to tell you is, this fragrance, Perfume de Marly Layton, now in 2025, it's an automatic buy. The issue was before, it was very, very strong. I couldn't wear it here in Miami. Very hot in Miami, and when it gets cold right now, like it's a little bit cold down here, it's not too cold, but it's a little bit cold, and that's good enough for me to wear this. I could wear this now whenever I want to. and I don't spray 12 sprays or 15 sprays. There's a difference. But this is the difference between this one and the last two that I showed you, is that this one is going to be a little bit more unique, very unique. It's going to want to make you feel like, wait a minute, I've never had a fragrance like this in my life. It's going to want to make you feel like you want to wear this in special occasions, but you don't have to wear this in special occasions. It's going to be one of the most unique fragrances that you probably have ever bought if you don't like fragrances. This might be the one and only fragrance that you might ever buy that's expensive. You don't have to buy anything else, but this is the new reformulated formula. And what they did was they would just water this down a little bit. They watered it down. I believe they lowered the potency on one of the notes, which I believe one of the notes that they were using, if I remember correctly, there was a, I don't know if it was a musk. I don't know if it was a musk that they had before. I don't know if it was a musk that they had before. By the way, anybody says Greenlee for a fragrance, I'm just going to, for the Parfum de Mort, there's a green one. It looks like this. It looks exactly like this. If you say Greenlee, that's very, very unisex. Very unisex, not very manly at all. As a matter of fact, you might as well, let me just say this. There's a green one. And for anybody, because we have a couple people saying Greenlee in the chat room, don't buy Greenlee. If you want to smell like Greenlee, all you have to do is go to your local Walgreens, buy yourself a soap that has apple in it. That's it. Just buy a soap that has apple in it. Take a shower. Put that apple soap, shampoo in your body. Come out of the shower and you'll smell exactly like Greenlee. Greenlee isn't very masculine to me. It is very unisex. And again, women can't wear this one. This is Layton. I do recommend a lot of you to get this. But again, I know many of you want to be different in your office. This is good. You never want to spray on a fragrance like this. That's very, very strong. You never want to spray 12 sprays. I know there's a dude. There's a dude on TikTok. He sprays like 50 sprays. That guy is not a normal guy. He's only trying to do the clicks. It's a clickbait. You never want to spray 50 sprays of a fragrance. You never want to spray 30 to 35 to 25 sprays of a fragrance, especially a fragrance like this. You'll get not only migraines, you'll feel horrible, you'll get dizzy, you'll be nauseated, and the people around you will also feel a certain way. They'll feel horrible. Never spray more than you need to. If you can't smell it in the first couple sprays, that's okay. You can spray another one. Never spray more than you need to. And this goes for all of you. Somebody says out here, 6 to 8 max. If you spray 2 sprays or 4 sprays of this, it should be good on this one. Now, where do you spray some of this? I wouldn't recommend some of you to spray it on your clothes. This is a little bit different than the last two that I showed. This isn't as powerful. This is more fresh. This one also is very, very fresh, and this is not as powerful. But now we're going to the niche end. And niche end, you're paying a top dollar for oils that they put on here that are a little bit stronger, and they will stay with you. You never want to spray it on your clothes. The moment you spray it on your clothes, you will feel the clothes smelling very strong. It's not going to be your skin. Once you take off this shirt or whatever, it's a sweater, you'll still have the leftover smell of this. If you're washing your clothes and you use a deodorant, detergent that cleans this out and changes it a little bit, you'll still have the detergent and you'll still smell this. Never spray this on your clothes. Again, somebody did say in the chat room, 6 to 7 sprays max. I think that's good. I put like 3 on my neck. And if I need to do 2 of my arms, that's 5 sprays, right? 5 sprays. So far, really good, really outstanding. I still have that caramel note on here. A little bit of caramel. I'm getting more leather on here. There's a cedar wood buildup that's building up on this stogie. This is my father, La Gran Oferta. This is also still has that almond. I still have that almond, almost like an almond joy. My hands, my hands are smelling very woody, earthy and woody, earthy and woody. My hands, earthy, woody, and a little bit of leather. That's why I smell my hands. But just having this in my mouth, getting the nose out here, are really, really nice. I really like this stogie. I do recommend this stogie. This is 10 out of 10 stogie so far. Now, for some of you, yes, for some of you, where can you buy this? My recommendation, never buy it online. Okay? Never buy it online. There's a lot of fakes online when it comes to fragrances like this. A ton of fakes. If you ever get a code from anybody on YouTube, you might be led on to getting fake fragrances. We don't promote any stores. So for anybody in the chat room moderators, if you do me a favor, we're not promoting any stores. Please, if you guys can erase anybody that says a store. If I hear somebody say Macy's in the chat room, I swear to God, you can officially go to your local store, try this out. Go try it out on your skin. Never buy a sample. If you buy a sample, you're just wasting time. Unless, if you buy a sample, if you buy a sample, know what year it comes from. Now, this is the difference between me and the YouTubers. I'm going to tell you, because I buy this stuff myself with my own money, and I don't like to use my credit card at all. Never, never, never. Never, never, never. What you want to do is go to the store that you're going to purchase this at. The reason why it's a little bit different between these and this one is because you have to understand these go almost by batches. Every one of these go by a certain year that they get released. Every year has a certain potency, and like I was telling you earlier, 2023 to 2025 should officially have the new reformulated feeling of what I'm smelling on this one. Now this one, it says on this one, go to a store. Make sure to try the store fragrance that they have. Look at the bottom. Make sure it's the same SKU. Make sure it's the same, literally the same SKU. It will tell you the year if you look at them online. And then right when you're ready to purchase it, make sure the box that they give you is the same SKU in the same year, and make sure it's the same batch as this one, because you will get a little bit more of a stronger fragrance with the older Layton. If you get a 2015, got to be one of the worst. Or what is it, 2016, got to be one of the worst. 2018, one of the worst. 2019, horrible. 2020 was still horrible. But again, the new one's really, really good, right? Really, really good. And for some of you, I don't think there's a woman YouTuber's gonna be able to tell you that. Ain't no woman YouTuber to. Some of the men reviewers should know that, but I'm just gonna say that. It's pretty big. This is big. This is a bigger bottle. This is another one that's smaller, but this is very, very big. Now, why did I buy the big one? Well, initially because of that. The reason why I buy the big one is because one thing I'm worried about on the fragrances, just kind of like the whiskeys, and you're probably wondering why I buy so many boxes sometimes of whiskeys. Sometimes they're single barrels, and this goes by batch. So I want to make sure that I never run out of this. Next year, they might change this and reformulate it again and water it down more. If they water this down more next year, I might not like it. I know that I like this one, and that's why I bought the big one. Here we go. We're gonna do this over here. We need to light this up. I know the wind officially caught us a little bit. So let me show you how to relight this. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off this. We're gonna take off this band. Wow. I just got a hit of holy Lord. I got a huge hit of cedar wood and vanilla. Maybe I'm thinking about this. I got a huge hit of cedar wood and vanilla. Holy Lord. Vanilla, man. Oof. Vanilla and coffee, it's honestly, I think it's horrible. Vanilla and coffee, oof. I think it's one of the worst things. If you ever get a coffee, if you ever get a coffee, if you ever get a coffee that has vanilla in it, ever get a coffee that has vanilla in it, too sweet, man. I need a bitterness on my coffee. I need a rich taste in my coffee. And today I'm having Cafe Bustelo. I will be switching to Prolong soon. Let's take the puff. Any of you that had black coffee, some of you that had black coffee, let's say this. Sometimes, you need to taste a little bit of sugar in your life. If you don't get a little bit of sugar in your life and you're having black coffee, well, you don't know the good part of life. Good part of life is officially having Cuban coffee with a little bit of sugar, get that foam going, and make sure to officially get your sugar on. When you're having stogies, never, I'm going to say this. If you have a strong stogie that you don't know, black coffee wouldn't be the thing. That's my personal advice to you. I know somebody in the chat room said that, I don't know who was in the chat room. Somebody said that black coffee is a man coffee. Black coffee, it doesn't matter if it's black coffee or if it's white coffee. What matters is when you're having a stogie, okay, when you're having a stogie, you need sugar. You don't know the strength of a certain, and this goes for all of you. If you don't know the strength of a certain stogie and you have no sugar around you, I can guarantee you, you will throw up. I can guarantee you, you will get dizzy. I can guarantee you, your sugar levels will dive down. For any of you that want to be man enough, how about you go to a roller coaster and say, no, don't put no safety belt on me. I'm going free ride. If you think you're man enough by saying that, so be it. Go do that. Go do the Hulk over there in Orlando, Islands of Adventure. Tell the guy, no, don't belt me down. I'm a real man. I can't wait to see you fly. Point of matter is, let's do this over here. Oof. Leather. I'm getting a lot of leather and wood. Almost no pepper. Okay, let's put this away. You guys heard me say about this. It's good enough. And now we're going to do the one fragrance that I had to stop wearing this. I had to stop wearing this. Yes. I had to stop wearing this. Shout out to my chat room. Chat room, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button. I do know it's a morning. Somebody says, what's your thoughts on Herba Pura? Herba Pura is a woman fragrance. It is unisex, but it leans more womanly. If you want to smell like fruits, my man, his name is Alejandro. If you want to smell like a fruity man, go get that Herba Pura. Herba Pura is very, very fruity, and I don't recommend any man to buy that. Herba Pura from Surgeoff. It's a beautiful bottle. It's like teal, but it's better. It's better. Herba Pura from Surgeoff. It's better on a woman, okay? Better on a woman. So Alejandro in the chat room. I like to sometimes we read your chats. Alejandro. Make sure not to wear a fruity fragrance around me, my man. I won't know who the hell you are. David? No, who that? I don't know who that guy is. I don't know who that guy is. David? No, I don't know who that guy is. Too fruity, too fruity, too fruity. I don't know him. Herba pura. Over here, Alejandro. Now, I'm reading Alejandro's comment. He said, I don't know anything about it, but I heard it was good. Alejandro, all fragrances are good. Okay? Alejandro, all fragrances are good. All fragrances are good. But you have to know what fragrances are more for you. If you're not much of a manly man, well, then maybe a fruity fragrance might be something for you. I do know that Alejandro is a very dominant name. I know Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga made a song about Alejandro because she couldn't sleep at night. She kept on thinking about Alejandro, so she had to make a song about Alejandro, right? You know the song. Lady Gaga got a song, Alejandro, Alejandro, something. And stop thinking about you, Alejandro. That's what Lady Gaga's song sang about, right? Alejandro is a real man name. And if you want a real man fragrance, don't get a fruity fragrance. If anything, make sure to have something with citrus. Citrus is the fragrance that you need. You don't want a fruity fragrance. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be Fruit of Looms, my man. My lady, it's okay for you to be Fruit of Looms. We'll smell you up. We'll smell you up. Nice fruity smell you got in your hair. But do you see a woman ever going to your hair and going, you ever see, Alejandro, you ever see a woman coming up to your hair, touching your hair? Ah, you smell like apples. No, you don't want to smell like apples, my man. Just smell like yourself. You know you smell good when a woman says, what are you wearing? She won't, never tell her. Never tell her what you're wearing. A woman always wants to know what you're wearing so that she could buy it for her ex-boyfriend or her ex-husband or her current husband. She wants to think about you all night long because she can't have you. Never tell a woman what you're wearing, gentlemen. When she asks you, what are you wearing? Never, never, never tell her because she's going to want to buy it for her man, her current man, her certain side hoe. And then she's going to be thinking about you forever. Don't tell her. Let her think about it. Let her think about it. Now, if you're wearing Herba Pura from Serge-Off, you might as well tell her, say, look, I'm wearing Herba Pura, you could wear it too. Because you definitely gay. And that's okay. Women like gay guys. But for some of you, just be part of the group. Is there a woman, what is it, a woman sleepover? I'm there. I got that Herba Pura. You know what it is. Anyways, there you go, Alejandro. This is very, very nice. Very nice. This is really, really good. Wow, that's good. Now let's talk about this real quick. This is not Serge. This is Zaharoff. This is Zaharoff. Now, there's a reason why I stopped wearing this, and I might have to start wearing it today. It is very, very strong. This is a beautiful, almost herbal, earthy, vetiver fragrance. What are the main notes on here? As you can see over here, look at the color. What are the main notes on here that will blow you away and keep you wanting to realize that, holy Lord, this is going to smell forever. I just sprayed this on my skin. I'm going to smell this for the whole day. There's a sandalwood note that takes over. And the only issue with that is it's very strong. One of the main things that I could say, we could put all those notes away. Let's put all those notes away. Forget about the notes. One of the things that I can say, if there's ever a fragrance that's very unique, if you have a unique fragrance and you have a horrible day, a bad day, let me tell you something. And I'm going to be quite honest, and I know AM probably knows, maybe he doesn't know. I wore this fragrance every single day since I got it. The dent on here, it dents pretty good because I didn't need to spray too many sprays of this. This is a Horov Seraphim Kus. Now, before I talk about anything more about this, it is very unique. Very, very unique. If I can explain to you something, one thing that this really just stands out is the fact that it's so strong, so unique, and honestly, if you want an earthy kind of a smell, you want to smell like a man, but you want a little bit of sweetness also, and a clean, almost like earthy kind of a feel. How can I explain to you? A man that's cutting wood. Any of you men live in the forest? How many of you live in the Ozark? How many men live in Idaho? How many men live in Idaho? How many of you men live in Alaska? If you live in Alaska, if you live in Idaho, if you live in Nebraska, if you even live in any of those woody areas in the Ozarks, if any of you live just in areas where you have a lot of big trees and you like cutting wood, think of a man that has a lot of beard, a lot of beard. Who's this perfect for? I personally think it's more masculine than you could think. But the only problem is with this, and why I stopped wearing this was, I did a review the other day. I don't even remember when I did a review. Okay, I did a review the other day. Somebody says that they live in the Forbidden Island. If you live in a Forbidden Island, you might not want to wear this because you get bit by a snake. You're gonna forget about the snake. You're gonna think about this. Every negative feeling that you have on your body will tune into this fragrance. I'm not saying bad stuff about this, but I'm gonna say beast mode fragrance sometimes might be bad. Let me tell you my experience with this and why I stopped wearing this. What I'm gonna start wearing again. I was doing a review of one of our ranches. One of our ranches sent me a review, a stogie to do a review on. I started doing the review, and the review was amazing. It was one of the best 2025 stogies of the year. But little did I know that it was so strong. Now, let me explain to you, and this is why you don't want to wear a strong fragrance that's very niche, and why some fragrances might block out a certain memory that you don't want. And you don't want to look at a certain fragrance. After that, I was doing a stogie review, I believe it's 2 weeks ago or last week, and I was going through the first third, the second third, the half, and then the final third. And when I was doing it, it was the first time I had ever done the stogie. To me, it was medium. Medium. It was just medium. There was a sweetness on it that I couldn't really find anything that was really heavy on the stogie. The stogie was perfect. It always is perfect at the beginning. When I got to the halfway point was sweeter. I could taste some of that oak presence because the stogie that I was doing at the time, which was last week, it had a presence of a certain bourbon barrel and a certain whiskey barrel that you could taste in the flavors. And the flavors were so dominating. They were so sweet and beautiful. They were just so good. It was fantastic stogie. When I was getting to the final part of the stogie, it was getting to the end part, it started getting a little bit strong, but I couldn't detect how strong it was because the sweetness was just covering and masking that strong, heavy, full body sensation that some of you should just be careful with on a stogie. I kept on doing it, and I told everybody it was a medium body. On that fragrance review, on that stogie review, I was wearing this. This is what I was wearing. Seraphim Kus. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's undeniably beautiful. It's very masculine. There's no woman I don't think can wear this. As a matter of fact, there's no fragrance on here that I showed that some of you women can. I don't think some of you can ever wear any of these. They're just not for you. Anyways, I was wearing this. And I finished doing the stogie. I ended the stream. And when I ended the stream, I had a message from or one of our members, and he had asked, Hey, isn't it full body to you? I said, no, it's not. It's not full body. It's a medium body. And I had taken it all the way to the nub. It's medium body. Medium body, no big deal. He goes, are you sure? I go, yeah, yeah, I don't feel anything. It's medium body. As soon as I went to my couch, when I went to my couch, my blood pressure went down. It went so down that I said, "What the hell's going on?" I had to have some honey. That's what I usually do to boost up my. That's why we're having over here coffee. I had to have some honey, and I had to have 2 teaspoons of sugar, pure sugar, to balance out my sugar levels, because when I had the stogie last week, it dropped completely, and I didn't notice after finishing the stream. I didn't notice everything was good. I responded to the message, everything was good. As soon as I sat down inside my house, my AC was kicking. I felt horrible. And on that time that I was feeling horrible, I felt dizzy, nauseated, fatigue, everything above. But the one thing that was killing me was the smell of this. The smell of this was so strong on my skin that I was getting more nauseated by the smell of the vetiver and the sandalwood. There was also a sweetness on here, that the sweetness was not helping me at all. There was a sweetness that wasn't helping me at all, and it was so strong. It was as if I had my armpits up, and under my armpits, this thing was just blasting out of my freaking armpits. This was literally, it felt like it was under my nose the whole time. As I'm officially trying to drink some soda inside, I can still smell this. It was getting me so nauseated, but I know this is a beautiful, beautiful perfume cologne, right? It's a beautiful cologne. It was marking that moment, that horrible, horrible moment that I was having. And it was literally every single moment, every second, every minute that was going by, it was literally bothering me to the max. It was bothering me to the max, to the point that I was starting to think of taking a shower at the time, but I couldn't take a shower because I was fatigued and nauseated. I felt like throwing up, and this fragrance wasn't helping. Ever since that day, everything was good, but I never wore this fragrance again ever since that day. This fragrance is beautiful, but this is the thing. If something's so powerful and so good, if you want it on you and you ruin your day on a certain way, whatever fragrance you have, it'll mark that day. You'll never forget that day. You'll want to go back to this months later, which I'm still to the point that I kind of don't even want to wear this right now. It marked that day so hard that just looking at this, it marked that day so hard that just looking at this, I could still smell that day. I could still smell that stogie. I could still smell that strong, strong presence of that almost earthiness. That earthiness as it was popping off my skin. I could smell that, almost that sweet earthiness, that vetiver. I could smell that sweetness and that nauseating feeling, that fatigue feeling. And I never want to experience that. I don't think I want to experience that anytime soon. So this is why I haven't worn this, and this is why I tell you memories do build up, as memories do build up on stogies. Some of you don't believe it, okay. Some of you don't believe it, okay. So be it. Let it be heard that you don't believe it. That's okay. That's all right. If you don't believe it, we'll have a bad situation. Throw up. Have a bad day. Have a flu. Get a flu. Get a flu. Get some shingles, right? Get some diarrhea moments, right? Moments like this, bad moments can ruin any fragrance. I don't care if it's the best fragrance in the world. You can have shingles. You can have chickenpox. You can have a flu. You can have a cold. You can have really anything, right? If you're wearing a fragrance, you're not going to want to wear that fragrance again for that time. And for some of you, this is why I always say strong fragrances aren't always the best thing that you want. If I could have had the opportunity to take a shower and take this off my skin, I would have. But I did take a shower and I could still smell it on my skin at the time. The point of the matter is, we have four fragrances on here, right? We have four fragrances on here. Each one of them serves a certain purpose. And the purpose is literally each one of them serve the same purpose. And the purpose is to smell good. There's other things also that fragrances can do. They could change just like your aura. They could change your feeling. They could change just the feeling of your day. Remember that before you wear a spray of fragrance. I remember that before the next fragrance you spray. How do you want to smell your day? How do you want to remember this day? Do you want to remember the day amazing? Do you want to remember it just nicely without almost not overpowering your senses? Or do you want to have a fragrance that just gives you that crazy bubble around you that everybody's going to say, holy Lord, who the hell smells like that? It smells like somebody just sprayed 50 sprays of a certain fragrance. What do you want to smell like? Do you want to smell good? Do you want to smell dirty? Do you want to smell like leather? Do you want to smell like tobacco? What do you want to smell like? Let me end the poll right now. We have a poll in the chat room. Currently in the poll in the chat room. Do you wear fragrances or slash colognes daily? 53% of you said yes. 28% of you, out of 200 people, 28% of you in the chat room said no. 12% of you said I wear fragrances on special days. That's okay too. That's okay. You could do that. That's fine. No big deal. Look, you live a free life. You do whatever you want to. 7% in the chat room says I can't stand wearing fragrances. Now, that's also okay. If you can't stand wearing fragrances, that's also okay. Also okay. But the one thing you should know is when you're wearing a fragrance, you're basically adding a presence to your day. And I know many of you don't realize that. Definitely, fragrances do add. Over here, Kitchen K, good to see Kitchen K in the chat room. Every fragrance has a certain feeling. For all of you watching, we're at 88 minutes. I don't want to extend this stream way long. It's 12:48, and I know many of you have to go to work. Some of you have to go to work. A lot of you go to work. Let me review again, Reaper Crew. Beautiful. Big Boy. New batch. Layton. New batch. Parfum de Marley. Old batch. Too Strong. New batch. Real good. Another one. Ladies, don't buy this, ladies, unless it's for your man or your husband, okay? Never buy this. Never buy this for a man that likes fruity fragrances. He might be a fruit himself. Great fragrance. Very strong. Very strong. And I'm going to say this. I love this fragrance. I might just have to spray this on myself right now. As a matter of fact, I'm still traumatized. I'm still traumatized a little bit mentally. I'm going to spray the fragrance that I want to spray. And today, the fragrance that I'm going to spray is, oof. Let me do a couple. You can't tell me that's not the number one men fragrance out of all these. That right there, that right there just put more sparkle into my smile. That made my teeth whiter. That made my teeth whiter. How many of you are buying teeth whiteners? Don't buy no teeth whiteners. Buy this fragrance. It made my teeth whiter. It made me more handsome, even though there's no max handsome. Once you're 10 out of 10, that's what it is. This made my personality just pop just by saying, hello, I see you. Who's pregnant? I see you. You're pregnant now. This is honestly just insane. Christian Dior. The most epic Christian Dior that comes out of France. Is there ever another French perfumer that can do something better? I think there is. If there's a French perfumer, then I can say the guy that makes Baccarat Rouge. The guy that makes Baccarat Rouge is the same guy that made the new Dior Forte. The new Dior Forte has to be a step up from all the Sauvages. Forte from Dior, the perfumer, Francis Kurjan, right? Francis Kurjan, his name. Thank you so much, Kitchi K. Shout out to Kitchi K. He made one of the most dominating testosterone buildup fragrances out there. If you want full testosterone, Mr. Clean, I know many of you older men, you're starting to feel like you're turning into a bisexual being because you don't have testosterone in you. Don't spray ball cream. I know there's somebody in the fragrance community, his name is Mr. Clean. He sprays, I think, a cream to boost up his testosterone. You don't need that. If you want to boost up your testosterone, you can start off by one of these. If you don't like stogies, get yourself Dior Forte. If you can't wear Dior Forte, it's because you don't need more testosterone, my man. You have enough. But Forte from, yes, the Dior line, the most popular Sauvage Dior line, Forte was made by that man. Yes, the man that made that Baccarat Rouge. A Baccarat Rouge is too sweet, and I can't show you the Baccarat Rouge that I have. As a matter of fact, I don't even want it in my house, Baccarat Rouge. I have it in my parents' house because I just don't like to wear it. It's very strong and very sweet. That is something that a lot of the Asian women like to wear. And if an Asian woman likes to wear it, that's it, retired forever. A fragrance for the moment that I found out the Malaysian ladies in Malaysia, all those casinos, all those beautiful people in Malaysia and Asia were wearing it. I said, that's it. I got to cut it off. And I never wore, from the time that I realized that I figured out in, I think it was 2014, I believe, that all the women were wearing Baccarat Rouge. Any of you men that wear Baccarat Rouge, whoever you men wear Baccarat Rouge, you're doing the wrong thing, my man. I'm sorry to say, you're doing the wrong thing. If you're wearing Baccarat Rouge, I'm sorry to say, you might as well wear Herba Pura from Zerjoff. You might as well wear that because good to see Manny in the chat room. Good to see Edgar Romeo. Good to see Farm Kitty. Good to see April. Good to see Kitchen K. Good to see all of you in the chat room. Let me see who else did I miss. By the way, also going to see Alejandro. Alejandro! I hope I taught something to one person in the chat room, one of our subscribers. His name is Alejandro. I hope I taught you something. Hope I taught you something. If I stopped him from buying Baccarat Rouge, I really appreciate you for listening. If I stopped you from buying Serjoff or Bapura, I'm glad you had heard somebody out here that finally said you should stop, think about it, and don't buy it. If I have stopped you from buying a certain fragrance that was unisex and you're a man in the chat room and you just want to smell masculine, I'm glad I could help, right? Somebody says, is my ancestry Russian? I got a little bit of Russian in me. A little bit of Russian. A little bit of Russian. Yeah. Kitchen Kane Chamber says that her hunt, she said that her hunt is looking for me. I'm going to say this for all of you. Coffee. Oh man, I ran out of coffee. Ran out of coffee. So far, this stogie, we're at the end. Great, great stogie. My father, La Gran Oferta, great stogie. I'm just going to say it's medium completely throughout. And for a lot of you, I think we have done a great stream. 96 minutes in. 96 minutes in. 96 minutes in. You guys are awesome. This water is honestly one of the best things in this world. I think it's time for us to shut this stream down. For each and every one of you that have been here, you guys are all amazing. I hope I taught you a little bit of fragrances. We're going to talk about fragrances as much as possible. I knew the fragrance community feels like they feel like live streams are dead. But live streams aren't dead. The issues is nobody wants to be honest in the fragrance community, and that's just what it is. There's all type of communities out there. Even when it comes to stogie communities, in the stogie community, there's people that do reviews on stogies just to talk about notes. Notes are great. I talk about these notes all the time. But sometimes when it comes to a fragrance, sometimes you honestly just have to forget about the notes. You just have to pour it on you, spray it on you, see if it feels good, see if you feel different when you're spraying it. Forget about any of the notes that you have on any of these fragrances. If there's a fragrance that you want to try it on your skin. If it makes you feel special, you might have found the one that you want. Don't worry about the notes. Worry about what brings you to the bottle, okay? What makes you want to really buy the bottle. And at the end of the day, if I could recommend you something, go out there and try it, spray it on, and never, never forget about the price of a fragrance. Don't matter what the price is. You're literally investing in yourself. At the end of the day, you all want to invest in yourself. And my recommendation for all of you to invest in yourself, one thing is to smell good. Change your mood on the certain fragrance. Change the aura that you have, yes? Change the feeling, right? Help your personality out. And that's why you should always invest in yourself and buy yourself a good fragrance. It doesn't matter how expensive it is. It could be $400, $300. It could be $50. It could be $80. It could be $100. It could be $200. It could even be $25. If you buy a fragrance and you like a $25 fragrance, that's all that matters. Know that the fragrances are supposed to help you out through your day. They're not supposed to put you down. So remember that. If you want to pay $400 for a fragrance, do it. Don't need anybody else to tell you. You're investing in yourself. And that's what it is when it comes to fragrances. You want to invest in yourself. And at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, you guys know what time it is. Reaper Crew, you know what time it is. We're number one. Thank you all for tuning into the stream. You guys are amazing. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into the stream. If you haven't already, hit that like button, and subscribe if you haven't. This is a beautiful morning stream. Morning, afternoon, you name it. Somebody says Versace in the chat room. Versace Eros is good. I will say it's a commercial type of fragrance. Versace Eros is good. And for all of you, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. If you haven't already, subscribe. Huge shout-outs to Edgar Romeo in the chat room. I see you, Edgar Romeo. Farm Kitty, thank you so much for being moderator. April Neal for being a moderator on the stream. Manny, thank you so much for being a moderator. And for my members today, I believe Joanne in the chat room, Kitchen K in the chat room, a lot of other members that were here earlier. Thank you. Plural was here earlier. Member. If you're a member, welcome to the membership club. Yes. Member. Yes. Alejandro, I hope I helped out Alejandro in the chat room. And also, For each and every one of you, scratch and sniff. I see you scratch and sniff. You know what time it is. You know what time it is, scratch and sniff. For each and every one of you. Thank you, everybody, for being part of the stream and being here with me in the morning while I could be alone, just relaxing. I wanted to give you and present to you this beautiful, beautiful live stream. I hope you all learned something about anything. And the one thing I could recommend on this stogie, my father stogie, is my father stogie is really, really nice. Get yourself one. Very nice. And for all of you watching, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a streamer now. Huge shout outs to, yes, the Reaper Crew, I see you, Reaper Crew. Huge shout outs to the USA. Huge shout outs to the U.S. Marines, U.S. Army, U.S. Navy, U.S. Air Force, and the U.S. Space Force battling the aliens over there on the moon. Don't want to put a little bit of this on me. I just put that other fragrance. Man, it smells so good. No spray, just a splash. No spray, just a splash. This is why I bought the big one. That is heavy good. That is heavy good. Oh, Lord, that is heavy good. Heavy, heavy good. Remember, when you get the big boy, guess what? You're investing in the feeling. I'm investing, and why I invest is because there's also a splash. Unlike some of you have to spray it. I just pour it in my hands and splash it on my face. It's a different feeling, and the feeling is worth every penny. Ladies and gentlemen, invest how you want to. Invest in yourself. That's what it is. I'll see you all soon. You guys are awesome. And fragrance community. I see you, fragrance community. You know what time it is, fragrance community. Yes, you know what time it is. Whiskey community, I see you. Whiskey community. Food community, I see you. Stogie community, I see you. Coffee community, I see you. Coffee community. For all of you, all the communities are alive. Don't expect them to be dead. They're just people that don't know how to present a certain product, and that's just what it is. I'll see you all soon. And don't forget to hit that like button. I'm officially out of here. Reaper officially signing out. Reaper signing out. I'll see you soon.